And then let me just pull up the music real quick. All right, so our next performer is going to be Josh, who's going to announce his name and the piece he'll be playing.
I'm Joshua, and I'll be playing Prokofiev Sonata B flat major. Okay, we're on there.
All right, that was Josh playing the Prokofiev Sonata number 7 in B flat major, movement 3. Awesome. All right, so I'll start the poll and then we'll go from there. Okay. You guys can start filling that out. And if you have any verbal feedback, you can raise your hand. Okay, so the poll results are coming in now. So give a few moments to fill that out. Does anyone have any verbal feedback to give before I start calling people? None? Okay. How about Allison, if you want to go ahead?
I think you should go over the whole piece with the memory matrix, and I think you should go slower in the beginning because it was really fast in the beginning, but then you started to lose speed as you got on through the piece.
Yeah, definitely. And how about Laura? You want to go ahead? We've got a couple people to say something.
So I couldn't tell if it was like just uneven or if it was supposed to be there. But like the eighth notes, I think on the top of a page. I'm not sure if there was like I think there were.
Oh, all right. So we have the poll results in. So we can start going over that now. So if you guys want to fill out. All right, so looking at the poll results, so in terms of rhythm, you got 1 vote or 3 votes for 3, 1 vote for 4. Overall, I would say the rhythm was not too bad. I mean, it is a pretty challenging piece being in 7/8 and being at an odd meter. And I think you accurately did a lot of the rhythms pretty well, but there were definitely some sections, as Allison mentioned, that you kind of slowed down and it kind of got a little bit rougher as you went through it pretty much. In terms of the notes, you got 1 vote for 3 and 3 votes for 4. This is a very, I wouldn't know how to describe it, not necessarily tonal piece in a traditional sense. So overall, I didn't hear anything that sounded really wrong. So I think it sounds pretty good overall. So yeah, I'd say that was pretty accurate in terms of that. In terms of your pulse, you got 1 vote for 3 and 3 votes for 4. I would say in terms of your pulse, when it was good, it was pretty good. Like the pulse, I could definitely feel like the 7/8 movement through it. But as you got through it and they got to the more challenging sections, I think the pulse was kind of lost. So I think definitely kind of maybe taking things slow, working through the coordination in those sections, and definitely on that rhythm in those areas. In terms of dynamics, you got 1 vote for 2, 1 vote for 3, and 2 votes for 4. Yeah, I think definitely it was very top heavy at times. So I think exploring a larger dynamic range will be really, really good. And I think even in the beginning where it says mezzo piano, it sounded a bit more like a mezzo forte, maybe forte. So maybe trying to varying it and expanding into the lower end of the dynamic range. And then beyond that, in terms of articulation, you got 1 vote for 3 and 3 votes for 4. And I think that's pretty accurate. Articulation was pretty good. It was pretty clean for the most part. And in the parts that you were confident over, I don't think there were too many issues in terms of that.